Hi guys, Squirrel here, welcome to another Eurotruck video. In this one I'm going to be taking a look, an early access look at the Heavy Haul DLC coming soon to Eurotruck Simulator 2. You're looking at a trailer from the pack, it's got steerable axles, you're also looking at an 8x4 chassis on the Scania. The whole thing looks magnificent. I think this is probably going to be a much anticipated DLC. But let's get started with the video and we'll take a look at what's inside. So before we get started, just a little disclaimer. So SCS has given me permission to show you this. This is an early access look at the 8x4 chassis and also the Heavy Haul DLC. Things are subject to change obviously before release. So what you're about to see is not necessarily feature complete. I don't know when the DLC is coming out and I do not know how much it will cost. None of those things have been announced by SCS just yet. First thing I want to show you though is something really cool, which is part of the Heavy Haul trailer pack before I show you the different trailers in the pack. This is one of them. This is a 44-ton asphalt miller, as you can see. And it does have beacons on the trailer there, right at the back. There's a little beacon. It has steerable axles, there's 4 axles on the rear. There's also one down the front there. And I'm just going to show you briefly what happens. Now normally, if you were to haul something like this, perhaps a modded trailer, very heavy trailer, you're going to hit problems if you try and go round a roundabout like this. But let me show you what's going to happen here. So as I start to turn, if you pay attention to the front axle on the trailer, and then as it starts to turn, the rear axles begin to turn themselves. And the net result is that the trailer makes a much sharper turn, as you'll see now. So there you go, the trailer's basically following the front wheels around now, making it possible to do crazy things that would otherwise be completely not possible with normal trailers. Now, that is absolutely magnificent, and let me tell you, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Not just when you're driving forward isn't so bad, but when you come to reverse park this thing, you suddenly find that your maneuverability is hugely increased. And even worse than that, when you go back to a normal trailer, you'll find it absolutely throws you because you're expecting it to turn when it's not turning. Let's just take a look at it again. Can you see the axles now as they sort of turn in? And then as you straighten up, the trailer will continue to turn and straighten itself off. It's wonderful. It really is. Going up twisty roads and mountains and that kind of thing, where the trailer would normally cut the bend and go over the white line, and then you'll find that like an AI trailer coming the other way will hit you. With this setup, it doesn't happen because when you turn around those corners, your trailer will neatly follow you and it won't straddle the white line anymore. So it is a massive benefit. But let's take a look at what trailers are actually in the Heavy Haul pack so far. Again, I don't know if this is the complete list or not, but I'm going to show you what's actually in the pack that I can see. So here we are in the job market, and I've ordered it by cargo weight at the top here. Now you can see the normal trailers are topping out at 26 tons there. Starting here is the metal centering, which is a 28 ton. You can see it's essentially a semicircular cargo on the back of a flatbed trailer. And if we start to page forward, you'll see things start to get heavier. We've got industrial cable reel at 34 tons. Then we've got the Dozer Crawl Z35K at 39 tons. Getting even heavier than that, we've then got the 44-ton asphalt mixer, which is the one that I just showed you there, the Rittigan 808. And then going even heavier now, we've got the transformer, which is a 47-ton, looks like a giant battery, again on the back of a flatbed. They're all on the back of these flatbeds, but the flatbeds are different colours. And then you've got the 51-tonner, 51-ton concrete beam, and it works its way up to a 55-ton mobile crane Rex Tex 45. But wait, there's more. It doesn't it doesn't stop at 55 tons, it actually continues, and this is currently the biggest thing in the trailer pack. This is the Locomotive Boss Lock, 61 tons. This thing is an absolute monster. That's all the trailers that I can find in the heavy haul trailer pack. Maybe there's going to be more, maybe not, maybe that's feature complete. But what you're looking at is everything from about 28 tons all the way up to 61 tons in weight. Now, when you select one of these jobs in the market and then you click on Set as GPS Destination, you get this new pop-up. And this is something that I wasn't expecting because I've not really heard SES mention this before. But what's going on here is it's giving you an analysis of your truck and then comparing it against the kind of trailer that you're trying to haul. Essentially what it's trying to get at is your truck ready to take this trailer? You can notice down the left here we've got normal cargo, heavy cargo, maneuverability, hill traversal and uneven terrain. And it's filled in the bar quite a lot for the heavy cargo because what it's trying to say is your truck configuration as it currently stands is very, very good for heavy cargo, but not very good for maneuverability. It says the ability of your truck to maneuver in tight areas. Well, as you can see on the right, it's highlighted in yellow the attributes that are governing the maneuverability. One of them is the effective wheelbase, which is nearly 5 meters, and the gear count. Most of the wheelbase is contributing to this truck not being very maneuverable. On the other hand, if we hover over heavy cargo, you can see it's taken into account the torque, the gear ratios, the retarder, the number of axles, and the number of powered axles, and saying this is a truck configuration that is ideally suited to heavy cargo. Now, there seems to be some kind of thing here. It says parameter is essential for heavy cargo. So what it's trying to say is, you know, this is something that if you want to take a heavy cargo trailer, it needs to have a very good stat, if you like, in heavy cargo. And on the right is how you go and get it. Now, like I say, I've not seen this mentioned before, but I like where this is going. It appears to be sort of steering things towards, you know, the aspects of having trucks that are configured for particular purposes, and I quite like that. So if you find that your truck is not, you know, necessarily up to scratch, it lets you set your GPS to the nearest destination so you can go and sort it out, or you simply click continue, and then it'll let you take that job. Now, in terms of the trucks themselves, the 8x4 chassis, at the moment I can see is available for the Scania, the Mercedes-Benz, and also the Volvo. I can't see it currently on the other trucks. Maybe that will be present at release, maybe it'll be later. I don't know if the 8x4 chassis comes with the heavy haul DLC or whether that's released as a separate update. I do not know the answer to these things, but you can see the 8x4 chassis, when you go to configure it, will only allow you to pick one particular cabin once you've got that chassis on there. In terms of paint skins, as well as the normal SCS paint skins which all appear to work, there's also a 8x4 category of paint skins, which if you scroll down you can see at the moment I can see 4 of these things, the Wolflight, the Special Transport and the Fenrir. What I have to say is that the paint skins that are available are awesome. I mean, just look at this. They are so good. This one in particular is you can change the colors for as well. The Wolf Dark has some fantastic skinning going on. That's just the Volvo. Let's have a look at the Scania and the Mercedes-Benz. So here's the Mercedes-Benz. Let's put the filter on for 8x4 chassis. There you go. You've got the black bar, the white bar, the Special Transport, and the heavy change. I think the Special Transport ones, the heavy transport ones, are amongst the best ones in all the trucks. But they all seem to have this particular graphic, like the black bar, and you saw the one on the Volvo, and then of course you've got the Scania one as well. So here's the Scania one, the Griffin, which is the one that I've liked. This tribal Griffin, I think, looks absolutely magnificent, even in red, but you could change it to whatever colour you like. And again, the Special Transport one, and then the Mystical Griffin. So, like I say, they're the 3 trucks I can see in so far. Whether they'll be on the other trucks, I do not know. But what is there, the 8x4 chassis and the paint skins that come with it are just absolutely brilliant. Now, I've hauled heavy haul trailers in this game, quite a lot of them. You may remember my famous Baobab trailer, for example. I've hauled everything up to sort of 60 tons, even 70 or 80 tons sometimes, in mods, with modded trailers. One of the biggest problems of hauling modded trailers at that kind of weight was the game just seemed to be unable to deal with the physics. inevitably you'd have to switch to a 4x2 trailer like this just to get it to haul properly. Ironically, because the 6x4, when you would haul the heavy trailer, would have the truck pressed down at the back and the front wheels would come up, and the net effect was you couldn't actually turn around a bend because you didn't have enough friction on the front wheels. So one of the first things I wanted to know is what would happen if I tried to put a non-8x4 chassis, the non-heavy haul trailers, on one of these trailers over here. So I've configured a 4x2 Scania with a 750 engine, so it's got plenty of poke. But what does a 4x2 chassis do with a 61-ton trailer such as this? Well, when you go to take the job, the first thing you notice is, of course, it's not actually up to the job according to the stats. The heavy cargo, it says it can't really do it. It's about halfway down the bar. Maneuverability is high on this one, of course. I mean, it's actually not bad stats all round. It's a pretty good all-round truck. But what's it going to steer like when I try to take that heavy cargo? Okay, so here goes. We've got a 4x2. We're going to start accelerating. And we're going to try and turn. And see if we can maintain friction in the 4x2 chassis. Looks pretty good so far. Let's try that again. I shall turn the wheels and begin to accelerate. Yep. No problem, the front stayed down, that's the main thing. So it looks like on the 4x2 I've got no problem actually hauling the 61-ton train engine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change to 6x4 and see if that's true for the 6x4. If it is, it means they fixed that problem and they dealt with the physics of hauling heavy haul. So there we go, I've got myself a 6x4, otherwise identical Scania. I'm going to take the job here. And your first thing you notice is the heavy cargo, the bar is well up on the previous one. Normal cargo I think has gone down slightly. I'd have to compare these things, but definitely this is more geared towards heavy cargo and hill traversal. So now the game is basically saying, alright, I recognize that you've got another axle on there. I know that this is geared towards heavy cargo. So really I'm not expecting any problems from this, hauling this trailer. Let's see what happens. Alright, same thing again. Let's turn the wheels to full lock and then begin to accelerate. And you can see the front is fine. It seems to be okay. Now previously, when I would try this with a heavy trailer from Jazzy Cat, if I was to do this and accelerate forward, my truck would actually continue on in a straight line. Which, as you can see, is not the case. I mean, the front rises, which is what you expect, but not so much that the wheels actually leave the ground, pretty much, and you lose traction. So, yes, it would seem that in bringing out this heavy haul DLC and the 8x4 chassis, they've actually improved the physics in the game, and it's now capable of hauling heavy trailers with normal trucks. Even without doing the 8x4, it's going to be possible to haul it with a 6x4, for example. So that's really, really good news. So, just to wrap up this video, let me once again reiterate that this is a preview version. This isn't necessarily the final version. I don't know when it comes out, and I don't know how much the DLC will cost, assuming it's going to be charged for. I am assuming that the DLC will be paid for. As for the 8x4 chassis, I don't know if that's going to come with the DLC, or that's going to be a separate free update. I just don't know. What I do know is the physics have been improved as part of the overall package. The trailers are very good quality. I showed you the ones that ships with it. The rear steering axles are magnificent. And going forward, I assume that the mod authors such as Jazzy Cat are going to incorporate these steering axles into some of their trailers. Probably, I would imagine this DLC, or rather the update to the game, will probably, I expect, break some trailers maybe. So it could be that we have to wait for trailer packs to update if you're using mods like I am. But overall, I think this is probably one of the better DLCs that's come out for the game. This actually improves the game quite a bit. It's not just a thing that bolts on the side. It actually improves the game. It brings something new to the table. It brings us these steering axles, and it improves the physics of hauling heavy trailers, which, you know, if you like a challenge, is definitely something that you want to be doing. That's it for me from this first look video, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Take care. Happy trucking.